let's look at an example of a system of parametric equations that we want to convert to a rectangular format. And the reason we would do this is just to make it look more familiar to us. And we're familiar with rectangular graphs. That's just the Cartesian coordinate plane, y equals something, functions. So we're familiar with those. So we want to take this system of parametric equations and rewrite it to something that looks more familiar to us. So what we want to do is we want to write these two equations as one equation as a function, y as a function of t. Let's see if we can do that. So we want to get rid of time altogether. What do you think I could do to get rid of t? So we could choose one. It doesn't really matter which one. But one method of rewriting this as a rectangular equation would be to solve this for t. And we would say t equals x over 3 here, right? And then I can take this equation and I can put the x over 3 where? I can put it in for t here. So if I put that in for t, then I end up with y equals 2 minus 2 times x over 3. And I could even write that then in slope-intercept form, and I would have negative 2/3 x plus 2. So these two equations right here, I can eliminate t and get the equation y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. The only problem with this is what? What did I lose when I did this? Well, I lost time, but why is that a problem? Time is restricted here, right? So t is only going from 0 to 1. So what I would need to do then is figure out, okay, what are the x values or what are the y values, depending on how I write this, what are those going to range between? Because this isn't just going to be the line y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. It's actually going to be a line segment. We could figure out what the endpoints of that line segment are going to be just by putting 0 in for t, get our coordinates, put 1 in for t and get our coordinates. Or, since this is a function of x, we could just plug in 0 and 1 for x here and see what our x values are going to range between. So if I did that, what would I get? If x is 0, if t is 0, then what is x going to be? 0. And if t is 1, what is x going to be? 3. So I know that x is only going to range from 0 to 3 here. And so what I have now is an equation that's familiar to me and a domain that is familiar to me. So I could graph this now just by graphing the slope-intercept form of this line and then graphing it between 0 and 3.